Alright, my dudes. Moving on here, we got a Sunny Me 2 video.
Jack Black is a
Why
national
Jack Black
treasure.
is losing thousands of followers. What the frick is happening with Jack Black? I love Jack Black. Why are people mad at him? What's going on?
Jack Black is a national treasure. We must protect him.
Oh, is this about him saying the Trump thing? Yeah, that was pretty douchey. That was pretty douchey of him to say, for sure.
At all costs. Comments such as this were normal just 1 year ago, but after a string of unexpected controversy, he's not only losing thousands of followers, but every Jack Black comment section is flooded with negativity. Compare this to only 11 months ago, when we listed Jack Black among celebrities who have basically zero haters. There was nothing controversial about him. In a Reddit thread asking about the most beloved celebrities, one of the top comments was Jack Black. He's just such a lovable guy, how could you not like him? He never took life too seriously, always trolling the paparazzi and acting like a fool for the public's entertainment. By starting his own YouTube channel, Jack Black showed that actors are still just normal people.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Jack Black. This is my new YouTube channel, Jablinski.
Giving him a relatable edge that made his fans adore him. So when he'd face his first controversy roughly 2 years ago,
I remember he even got Tony Hawk to go over to his house.
His audience was generally forgiving. Jack Black had shown his support for a charity named Autism Speaks. Articles explained in 2013 he hosted an Autism Speaks benefit, and in 2015 performed at the Lighted Up Blue Autism Speaks fundraiser. In 2018 he'd promote the charity via Twitter, perhaps ignoring it being extremely controversial.
In the times of chimpanzees, I was a monkey.
Autism Speaks hates autistic people. For over a decade, Autism Speaks tried to find a cure for autism. They treated autism like it was some type of disease that could be cured. People therefore complained on Twitter, friendly reminder that while Jack Black is currently trending, he has donated to ableist and eugenicist organizations like Autism Speaks and Next for Autism that focus on fixing and curing autism, a neurological condition. He has also attended Autism Speaks yet his audience gave him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe Jack didn't know it was a bad company and was just trying to do something good and got duped. Just playing devil's advocate, what if he's unaware of the problematic issues? Jack Black seems like a decent person. This explains why he'd also give political opinions, but with his comments now reading, never get political, it always ends wrong. This had become a primary reason for the fall of his reputation. Now, Jack Black has always been political.
Or be like me and criticize both sides strongly.
Outspoken, but would make his arguments subtle and funny in the classic Jack Black style. For example, in 2017, Tenacious D performed This Government Totally Sucks, in which they joke about Benjamin Franklin getting naked and smoking weed. Similarly, in 2020, Jack Black made his own commercial, stating it's time to be a hero with a mask. Not this kind, but this kind, before jumping headfirst into his pool. Videos like that were pretty smooth and inoffensive. However, by 2023, his political opinion.
Honestly, yeah, like that's a fun way to be like, hey, like, and plus, I'll be completely honest, the mask thing was needlessly turned into a political stand for like no reason.
Opinions were less about the comedy and significantly more direct. For example, he'd give his opinion on the Israel-Palestine war, for which he was heavily criticized to the extent that people called for a Kung Fu Panda boycott, when he shared an image reading climate change is a human.
But my whole thing is just like, not only you as a person do you have to sort of like realize like these are celebrities. Why would their opinions ever matter on any of these topics or subjects? But more than that, if you're in the position of being the celebrity, it's kind of like, why do you think, like, why, like, I don't know, like, I just feel like, I feel like, it, like, and I'm saying this in the best way possible, but if you play the voice of a panda, that doesn't for some reason make you a political, like, advocate, like, that doesn't make you a politician. You get me? Like, why, like, I don't understand why celebrities feel like, hey, I gotta freaking make a political stand. It's like, do you, if you have to, actually learn a little bit more about what you're doing, what you're saying, or frankly, just don't get involved. Like, there's no reason to. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like when you're here, if your job is to entertain, then entertain. But if your job is to you know what else I call it, propagandize, whatever the frick. If your job is to do politics, then politics. Then be a politician. Otherwise, do your thing. Like, why you don't need to you don't need to get into every single little freaking political debate that happens on the internet. Like, you just don't. And anybody that wants you to, ignore them.
Human rights crisis, the comments again weren't too positive. Goodbye, Jack, you lost me there. Nobody needs you to guide them politically. You're a professional court jester. That's why we watch you. OMG, LMFAO, Jack Black, you've gone down the gutter. In the meantime, about half of his Twitter became political retweets.
Now, you gotta understand why I struggle with this, honestly. I believe that every single person has a right to their opinion. Jack Black's opinion is neither any more important, nor is it any less valid than any other person's opinion on the matter. That is genuinely what it comes down to. I don't understand where exactly this ego comes from a lot of celebrities, not just Jack Black, but in general from a lot of celebrities, where suddenly they feel like, hey, because I have gained popularity and fame, it is now my responsibility to point everybody in a political direction, or to make, like, no, like, sometimes, like, just live for the thing that you're doing. Like, you don't, not every, if you get popular at something, that doesn't automatically mean you have to start taking a stance and everything. I don't understand why that's like a thing,
tweets, peaking in June 2024 when Jack Black endorsed the president.
A few days ago, my manager called me and said George Clooney and Julia...
Again, why? What? Hey, Kung Fu Panda endorses the Biden. What? Like, what? Who? Oh, okay. I don't trust Kung Fu Panda to know what's best for the country. You get me? And this is somebody who was not I am not pro Trump, by the way. Okay, but I still do not trust Kung Fu Panda. This is like, the reason why you're losing people is because this is such a, look at me, I'm doing the what's supposed to be the correct thing. Look at me. Oh yeah, I'm on the good side. Look at me. That's what this feels like.
Roberts wanted me to help out the president, and I said, I am in. When and where?
He proudly reposted the video to his Twitter, but with almost as many replies as the post had likes, it's safe to say his message didn't land so smoothly. Love your work, I just wish you didn't endorse anyone. Hollywood needs to stay out of politics. You were a part of a lot of people's childhood laughs. Now you're just a deadbeat sellout. What a shame. You've only alienated your fan base. We're here waiting for you to do better, although these were the more polite replies as they only got worse. Over 15,000 people supported a response reading, add Jack Black to the list of pedo-wood elites. Repost if you aren't surprised. Numerous other memes pushed similar allegations, with another person straight up stating, here's an awesome tip. Stay away from the pedophile at Jack Black just because he endorsed a presidential candidate. A different fan expressed, I'm so beyond saddened by this political shilling.
Wait, yeah, well, for real, what the frick? They just started making up stuff about him like that? What, was there any evidence? What the frick?
The word disappointing isn't strong enough, and I just attended one of your recent Houston shows. Well, never again, Jack. And in a poll asking, have you lost all respect for @JackBlack, 85% responded with yes. The poll was likely somewhat biased, but still, for the first time ever, Jack Black was losing followers. However, this likely wasn't a massive concern, as he was busy with something else completely. Tenacious D, Jack Black's band, had been traveling the world on their spicy meatball tour. They'd been through North America, all across Europe, and had landed in Australia just 24 days after Jack's presidential controversy. They scheduled their second show in Sydney for bandmate Kyle Gass's birthday, celebrating on Instagram before the show started. This continued into the band's performance, which would lead to the following interaction.
See, like, everything up until this point was freaking awesome, dude, too. He had a freaking robot handing him a cake.
Don't miss Trump next time.
Mixed feedback immediately rolled in. Some people said that they're a comedy band that make dark jokes. It was a joke, they make jokes. JB and KG, they're good human beings with good intent, whilst others plain
Again, on it, so, I've said this before. On its own, it may have been a very dark joke. First of all, this is Jack Black. This is Kung Fu Panda. Tenacious D. He's not really known for dark jokes like that. Let's be real. Second of all, when you're already coming out as like this really kind of extreme political guy, you're starting to like constantly drop all these political opinions on stuff. Then you start to do this. You start to paint yourself as more of an extreme political guy than you might necessarily want. And even I can't defend that at that point. Plus, no matter who you are, regardless of what political, like how much you agree, disagree, whatever position you are, whatever political decide, you probably like. Can we just stop wishing the death of other people? It's just not cool. Like I thought we were beyond this as a freaking society. Like I thought we just weren't pricks like that. Like over like at least not over this nonsense. Like I get it. I get wishing like a death upon my enemies, you know, in like maybe like a old spaghetti western style way, you know, but you know some freaking Clint Eastwood style stuff, but like over like this nonsense over a bunch of politicians that frankly don't give two a rat's behind about any of us, like really.
stated, "Sorry Jack, but I'm out." One senator tweeted, "There is no place in Australia for those who wish for the assassination of others," demanding that Tenacious D must be deported immediately. As a result, Kyle Gass apologized, writing,
I didn't know that they got deported for that. Damn. But frankly, yeah, don't call for the assassinate. Like, even if you don't like the guy, you're calling for the assassination. Frankly, you're publicly, again, in the same way that they see themselves as, oh, I'm a public figure. Oh, I'm so popular. It's my responsibility to talk about politics. Yeah, it's also your responsibility to avoid talking about things like assassinating an ex-president. Maybe you shouldn't talk about stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of Trump. People will call me a Trump defender. I'm not a big fan of Trump, but you have to respect the man's like his position. He was the president of the United States. That is President Trump. He got the job now twice. It doesn't matter if you like him, hate him, whatever the frick. You can't just be coming out here like hoping the guy gets off like that. That's so brutal. That's like going and rooting for the JFK assassination. Like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? You psycho?
The line I improvised on stage Sunday night in Sydney was highly inappropriate, dangerous, and a terrible mistake. I don't condone violence of any kind, in any form against anyone. What happened was a tragedy, and I'm incredibly sorry for my severe lack of judgment. I profoundly apologize to those I've let down, and truly regret any pain I've caused. Jack Black added, "I was blindsided by what was said at the show on Sunday. I would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form, but after rewatching the clip, people didn't buy it." Black was
they were pretty, they were pretty purposeful with the whole thing. That whole response was just disingenuous and just felt like a PR move. And if anything, it probably pissed people off even more.
blindsided. He laughs when Kyle says it. He doesn't condone that kind of speech, but you see him laughing when the comment is made. Jack's apology continued. "After much reflection, I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour and all future..."
Well, you also got deported, so it's gonna be a bit difficult. See, I didn't know he got deported, which makes this whole... I read this when he first came out, and it's... I didn't realize he got deported! I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue the tour. It's also gonna be difficult when you're getting deported.
The creative plans are on hold.
Hey,
I'm
bros,
grateful to the fans for their
threatening
support
to
and
deport you. You're like, I
understanding.
don't think I should
It stated
continue
in
the
an
tour. I think
interview
I should
3
leave.
weeks later, we need to take a break. Everybody needs a break sometime and we'll be back. But it was already too late. Even those people who didn't mind the joke were disappointed by Jack's lack of support for his bandmate. Your friend of over 30 years says one bad throwaway joke that gets an overreaction. Like, have at least a bit of backbone and stick up for your friends. A different person said,
Even the people who, even the anti-Trump people were pissed off at him for not standing on business about it. It's like,
the weird thing with
He really
cancelling
lost
the
on both
Tenacious
sides,
D
dude.
tour over a bad Trump joke tells me, yeah, dude cares more about money above all else now and will throw friends under the bus to maintain cash flow. The public no longer gave him the benefit of the doubt,
Jack Black is the ultimate sellout clown.
which began to impact his future movies. I remember a time when seeing Jack Black in a movie excited me. Now I skip it completely. Borderlands got 10% on Rotten Tomatoes and has been considered one of 2024's worst movies.
to be fair, everything about this movie was horrible. Everything. This was literally, somebody said, Borderlands? Yeah, sure, we'll make something. They really just used an excuse. They used Borderlands as an excuse to make a movie. This was not Borderlands. I don't know what the hell they made here. It wasn't Borderlands. They really made, this was just an excuse to use the title and maybe get some fans, but this was not Borderlands at all.
Movies. On the Dear Santa trailer, people criticized
Jack Black was the least of the problems with that movie. The least.
Just jumping on every movie these days, and nothing showed this better than his casting as Steve. There are many reasons
To be
why
fair-
Minecraft's trailer
to be
people
fair-
criticized Jack Black just jumping on every movie these days.
I mean, look at this,
and has been
right?
considered one of 2024's worst movies. On the Dear Santa
This is Jack Black, looking like Jack Black, but they still added a character to him, so he looks like a character.
trailer, people criticized Jack Black just jumping
They
on
give him an
every
aesthetic,
movie these days,
a style.
and nothing
This is straight up just Jack Black, who didn't comb his hair that day, didn't put any leave-on conditioner, which I do every day. My beautiful hair. And then they just gave him a freaking turtleneck, a turtleneck that is also a V-neck at the same time somehow. I don't understand how that works exactly. I've never seen a turtleneck and a V-neck mixed together.
showed this better than his
It's like he
casting as
sewed a turtleneck into his V-neck.
Steve. There are
what's the
many
point? Just
reasons
get a
why
turtleneck at that
Minecraft's
point.
trailer has already gained over 1 million dislikes, the main one being, according to Forbes, the appearance of Jack Black as Steve, where he simply looks like everyday Jack Black in a blue shirt with his now signature wild hair and grey streaked beard.
They
It's
couldn't even get him to cut his hair to look like Steve.
absolutely bizarre.
He's basically just playing Jack Black, but in a blue shirt. It looks like he rolled out of bed and they gave him this blue shirt instead. Alright, now you're Steve.
He could have said, I am Jack Black, and it would have made zero difference. They gave Jack Black a blue shirt and called it a day. People joke that the director should have instead been cast
This guy actually looks more like Steve than anyone else. If he shaves that beard, he actually looks more like Steve than Jack Black.
as Steve, leading Jack Black to respond to the hate. I just think the backlash we're getting is ridiculous, especially from grown men who don't get that this movie isn't just for them. It's for a new generation, yet it seems the new generation
Yeah, no, all of my siblings from elementary school to high school, all of them made fun of this. They all thought this was stupid. Every single one of them was like, "Is that Jack Black?" Not a single, even in elementary school kids, they were like, "Is that Jack Black?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's Kung Fu Panda."
don't want it either. My son is a Minecraft kid in elementary school. He told me that when they heard it was live action, all of his friends declared it was total trash. This doesn't even appeal to the target audience.
Legit live action has basically become a bad box office poison for a
As
lot
a
of
result,
younger
Jack Black's
generations.
rapidly losing followers on every social media. He pulled a Dwayne Johnson and became a soulless corporate husk of his former self, who plays the same character in each of the far too many terrible movies he's in.
Alrighty, we got a
Freaking
pad.
Wild, my
Jack Black is a
I didn't know. Like, I guess I saw all of this happening. I just haven't had it all displayed in front of me like that, you know? So it's like freaking Jack, dude. It's kind of sad, actually. Thanks for hanging out. Like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and become a Monodachi today. I live stream all day, Monday through Friday, so go say hi. That's all for now, Monos. Goodbye, and thanks for swinging by. Salut!